dear Bill. I hope you are well, my friend, and enjoying life in beautiful San Francisco. I can't wait for you to visit England for Christmas, and I hope you're excited too. I've given my address details below, and P.S. do bring your long johns. You are going to need them. Regards, Whispering Storyteller.
I have to thank you for the tip on dressing warmly. This is not the same weather that we get out on the west coast of California. I seem to be a bit lost. Perhaps it's time to take advantage of this newfangled sat-nav.
Bill, coming in out of the cold. You must be absolutely freezing. Come and get a warm beside the fire. What do you think of my Christmas tree?
That's a lovely Christmas tree.
Bill, you shouldn't have brought all those lovely Christmas presents. That's very kind of you. It would be rude of me not to accept them, of course. So, let's pull up a chair, stare into the flames and have a nice hot drink. And we'll talk about 50 facts of Christmas. You can go first, Bill.
1. Norwegian scientists have hypothesized that Rudolph's red nose is probably the result of a parasitic infection of his respiratory system.
2. The Germans made the first artificial Christmas trees out of dyed goose feathers.
3. Each year, more than 3 billion Christmas cards are sent in the U.S. alone. That was billion with a B.
4. All the gifts in the 12 days of Christmas would equal 364 gifts.
5. The true love mentioned in the song 12 Days of Christmas does not refer to a romantic couple, but the Catholic Church's code for God. The person who receives the gifts represents someone who has accepted that code. For example, partridge in a pear tree represents Christ. The 2 turtle doves represent the Old and New Testament. An editorial note here. It's my understanding that that last bit is a bit of an urban legend, but it does appear on this list, so in any case, to continue.
6. Most of Santa's reindeer have male-sounding names, such as Blitzer, Comet, and Cupid. However, male reindeers shed their antlers around Christmas. So the reindeer pulling Santa's sleigh are likely not male, but female.
7. In AD 350, Pope Julius I, Bishop of Rome, proclaimed December 25th the official celebration date for the birthday of Christ.
8. According to the Guinness World Records, the tallest Christmas tree ever cut was a 221-foot Douglas fir that was displayed in the 1950 at the Northgate Shopping Center in Seattle, Washington.
9. The traditional 3 colors of Christmas are green, red, and gold. Green has long been a symbol of life and rebirth. Red symbolizes the blood of Christ, and gold represents light as well as wealth and royalty.
10. According to data analyzed from Facebook posts, 2 weeks before Christmas is one of the 2 most popular times for couples to break up. However, Christmas Day is the least favourite days for breakups.
11. Contrary to popular belief, suicide rates during the Christmas holiday are low. The highest rates are during the spring.
12. The world's largest Christmas stocking measured 106 feet and 9 inches long and 49 feet and 1 inch wide. It weighed as much as 5 reindeer and held almost 1,000 presents. It was made by the Children's Society in London on December the 14th, 2007.
13. Christmas trees have been sold in the U.S. since 1850.
14. Christmas trees usually grow for 15 years before they are sold.
15. Many European countries believed that spirits, both good and evil, were active during the 12 days of Christmas. These spirits eventually evolved into Santa's elves, especially under the influence of Clement C. Moore's The Night Before Christmas.
16. Each year there are approximately 20,000 rent-a-Santas across the United States. Rent-a-Santas usually undergo seasonal training on how to maintain a jolly attitude under pressure from the public. They also receive practical advice, such as not accepting money from parents while children are looking, and avoiding garlic, onions, and beans for lunch.
17. Bolivians celebrate Misa del Gallo, or Mass of the Rooster, on Christmas Eve. Some people bring roosters to the midnight mass, a gesture that symbolizes the belief that a rooster was the first animal to announce the birth of Jesus.
18. The British wear paper crowns while they eat Christmas dinner. The crowns are stored in a tube called a Christmas cracker.
19. In Poland, spiders or spider webs are common Christmas tree decorations because, according to legend, a spider wove a blanket for baby Jesus. In fact, Polish people consider spiders to be symbols of goodness and prosperity at Christmas.
20. Alabama was the first state of the United States to officially recognize Christmas in 1836.
21. Christmas wasn't declared an official holiday in the United States until June 26, 1870.
22. Oklahoma is the last U.S. state to declare Christmas a legal holiday in 1907.
23. Mistletoe is from the Anglo-Saxon word misteltan, which means little dung twig, because the plant spreads through bird droppings.
24. Ancient peoples, such as the Druids, considered mistletoe sacred because it remains green and bears fruit during the winter when all other plants appear to die. Druids would cut the plant with golden sickles and never let it touch the ground. They thought it had the power to cure infertility and nervous diseases and to ward off evil.
25. Evergreens, from the Old English word efi, meaning always, and goen, meaning to grow, have been symbols of eternal life and rebirth since ancient times. The pagan use and worship of evergreen boughs and trees has evolved into the Christianized Christmas tree.
26. Because they viewed Christmas as a decadent Catholic holiday, the Puritans in America banned all Christmas decorations from 1659 to 1681, with a penalty of 5 shillings for each offence. Some Puritan leaders condemned those who favoured Christmas as enemies of the Christian religion.
27. A Yule log is an enormous log that is typically burned during the 12 days of Christmas, December 25th to January 6th. Some scholars suggest that the word Yule means revolution or wheel, which symbolizes the cyclical return of the sun. A burning log or its charred remains is said to offer health, fertility, and luck, as well as the ability to ward off evil spirits.
28. Because of their pagan associations, both the holly associated with the masculine principle and the ivy, the feminine, and other green bows and home decoration were banned by the 6th century Christian Council of Prague.
29. The poinsettia is native to Mexico and was cultivated by the Aztecs, who called the plant Coetlaxochitl, flower which wilts. For the Aztecs, the plant's brilliant red color symbolized purity, and they often used it medicinally to reduce fever. Contrary to popular belief, the poinsettia is not poisonous, but holly berries are.
30. Christmas has its roots in pagan festivals such as Saturnalia, the Calends, and Sol Invictus, or birthday of the unconquerable sun. The Christian Church heartily disapproved of such celebrations and co-opted the pagans by declaring December the 25th as Christ's day of birth. Though there is no evidence Christ was born on that day.
31. Santa Claus is based on a real person, Saint Nicholas of Myra, also known as Nicholas the Wanderer Worker, Bishop Saint Nicholas of Smyrna, and Nicholas of Bari, who lived during the 4th century. Born in Petara, in modern-day Turkey, he is the world's most popular non-biblical saint, and artists have portrayed him more often than any other saint except Mary. He is the patron saint of banking, pawnbroking, pirating, butchery, sailing, thievery, orphans, royalty, and New York City.
32. Early illustrations of St. Nicholas depict him as a stern, commanding, and holding a birch rod. He was more a symbol of discipline and punishment than the jolly, overweight elf children know today.
33. Puritan Oliver Cromwell outlawed Christmas celebrations and carols in England from 1649 to 1660. The only celebrations allowed were sermons and prayers.
34. Wassail is from the Old Norse "vesil," meaning good health.
I have no idea what that one's about. 35. Christmas stockings allegedly evolved from 3 sisters who were too poor to afford a marriage dowry and were therefore doomed to a life of prostitution. They were saved, however, when the wealthy Bishop St. Nicholas of Smyrna, the precursor to Santa Claus, crept down their chimney and generously filled their stockings with gold coins.
36. There are 2 competing claims as to which president was the first to place a Christmas tree in the White House. Some scholars say President Franklin Pierce did in 1856. Others say President Benjamin Harrison brought the first tree in 1889. President Coolidge started the White House lighting ceremony in 1923.
37. President Teddy Roosevelt, an environmentalist, banned Christmas trees from the White House in 1912.
38. It is estimated that the single White Christmas by Irving Berlin is the best-selling single of all time, with over 100 million sales worldwide.
39. There are approximately 21,000 Christmas tree farms in the United States. In 2008, nearly 45 million Christmas trees were planted, adding to the existing 400 million trees.
40. The first person to decorate a Christmas tree was reportedly the Protestant reformer Martin Luther, 1483 to 1546. A According to legend, he was so moved by the beauty of the stars shining between the branches of a fir tree, he brought home an evergreen tree and decorated it with candles to share the image with his children.
Bit of an editorial bit that seems somewhat dubious to me. 41. The first printed reference to a Christmas tree was in 1531 in Germany.
42. Approximately 30 to 35 million real living Christmas trees are sold each year in the US alone.
43. Christmas is a contraction of Christ's Mass, which is derived from the Old English Christus Massa, first recorded in 1038. The letter X in Greek is the first letter of Christ, and Xmas has been used as an abbreviation for Christmas since the mid-1500s.
44. In 1962, the first Christmas postage stamp was issued in the United States.
45. In Germany, Heiligabend, or Christmas Eve, is said to be a magical time when the pure in heart can hear animals talking.
46. The Viking god Odin is one precursor to the modern Santa Claus. According to myth, Odin rode his flying horse, Sleipnir, who is a precursor to Santa's reindeer, who had 8 legs. In the winter, Odin gave out both gifts and punishments, and children would fill their boots or stockings with treats for Sleipnir.
46. The Viking god Odin.
We've already had that one, Bill. Perhaps you've had too much wine.
47. The earliest known Christmas tree decorations were apples. At Christmas time, medieval actors would use apples to decorate paradise trees, usually fir trees, during paradise plays, which were plays depicting Adam and Eve's creation and fall. See, that doesn't go with the Martin Luther thing very well, does it?
Yeah, you're all right, Bill, but you're spilling your wine. 48. Commissioned by Sir Henry Cole, 1808 to 1883, British illustrator John Calcott Horsley, 1817 to 1903, invented the first Christmas card in 1843. Bill, wake up.
49. According to the United Nations Children Fund, there are 2,106 million children under the age of 18 in the world. If there are on average 2.5 children per household, Santa would have to make 842 million stops on Christmas Eve, traveling 221 million miles to reach all 842 million stops. Santa would need to travel between houses in 2 10,000ths of a second, which means he would need to accelerate 12.19 million miles, 20.5 billion meters, per second on each stop. The force of this acceleration would reduce Santa to chunky salsa.
50. Christmas purchases account for 1/6 of all retail sales in the United States. Bill, I think we're better say goodnight, everybody. You go first. Yeah.
Well, I hope all of you guys have a happy holiday.
I'd like to end this whisper by wishing all our listeners a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday.